Hello there. It's been a while since I made a video, but I'm here needing to make a video. This is a video dedicated to the folks over at GATE. They've been asking a lot of photos for some issues that I've been having with a Pulsar S, and I'm just tired of making so many photos for so many requests for proof of this, proof of that, proof of whatever. So here's the issue. First, I installed the Pulsar S into a Spetsnaz replica with a metal body. Here's the body. Metal body, as you can see, I had to mill out a little bit out of there, dremel it out for alignment. And after I installed it, the first time I used it was with this setup, as you can see here, with a max hop chamber, ZCI barrel, and it's first time it was a maple leaf bucking, but now it's a shark bucking in here. And the main issue I had at first was that when I installed everything, alignment was done right, and trust me, it was done right. This is not my first rodeo with an HPA build, and I know how to make a build, so alignment was right, but for some reason all the BBs at the end of the flight path, they just went completely to the right. Then took off the upper, take a look at everything on the inside. I said maybe I didn't put something correctly on, or didn't assemble it properly, something I messed up, something, just checking. Reassemble it, and then all the BBs would just go to the left. So first try they were all going to the left or to the right, and then all to the left. So it was a consistent turning to the left or to the right. So it wasn't alternative, like once right, once left, once right, once left. No, it was all right, 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 disassemble, reassemble, left, 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 for example. Alright. Then I switched over to a different hop chamber. Where did I put that? Oh yeah, here it is. Then I switched over to this. This is the GATE hop chamber. What I found inside was a neat little thing they have. So it's the hop chamber and all the parts. They have a neat little thing like this. This is a sleeve. For those who don't know, this helped. This comes onto the engine nozzle, just like that, and when it's inside the hop chamber, it prevents the nozzle from going where it shouldn't be going. Let's just go with that. And it became better. It stopped the issue with the consistent left or the consistent right, but I still had an issue with midcap syndrome. That's the term I was looking for. So I was still having midcap syndrome, a very heavy midcap syndrome, I might add, and where I would lose about 15 meters of range. For example, with a full magazine with 0.28, because that's what the client wanted us to use. That's what he has, so what he intended to use. Set the hop up properly for about 65 meters. BBs had a very slight overhop, and by the time the magazine would empty, the BBs were just basically dropping. So we had a loss about 15 to 20 meters of range. So because of that issue, we decided to try in a different body. We took a double eagle M4, took it apart. That was a plastic body. That was a gun that the client already had and sent over for us to try in that body. It was definitely not the brightest idea because alignment was almost next to impossible, and because the alignment was not great, some scratches appeared on the nozzle here, as you can see, slight scratches, but we took it out for one run. It was terrible, took it apart, and never thought of using that body again because it's pointless, useless, but we try for the sake of the client. So with that being out of the way, that yes, there are some scratches on the nozzle, but that's not our issue here. We went back, we put it back into the Spetsnaz because the alignment was actually doable. So you could make the alignment. You made it perfect alignment, I might add. But the issue was here. First, when we first tried it with the Eon hop chamber, it solved some problems, but not all the problems. The sleeve that comes with it, if I put it on the nozzle, it still has play. It still has slight play in it. And because it still has slight play in it, it still gave us midcap syndrome. What is midcap syndrome? For those who don't know, if you take the engine, also we added this O-ring over here. The engine doesn't come with this O-ring. I added this O-ring because it has its slight play inside the gearbox, back and forth play. Wanted to eliminate that, so I put in this O-ring, stabilized the engine, and no issues there after that. So back to midcap syndrome. Midcap syndrome is when you insert the magazine, the full magazine, with BBs, it pushes on the nozzle. The BBs push on the nozzle when it's supposed to go into battery in the hub chamber. And that causes usually issues with the air pressure or the way the BB is setting on the hub bucking. Anyways, how you can check for midcap syndrome? Usually in AEGs, if you move the nozzle up and down while it's completely extended, if it has a lot of play, you have a problem. In the GATE Pulsar, if I extend the nozzle, as you can see, it has huge play. I don't know how well the camera captured this, but it has huge play, like a lot of play. And this is what causes the midcap syndrome. So what I did was take a max hop chamber, take off the back end of it, because this is the newest version where you can twist off the back end, so you could actually put shims in here if you want to, so you can adjust the spacing of the hop chamber for different problems like hop-up buckings. Different buckings have different neck lengths, and to adjust for that length to help with feeding, you can put spacers, or you can just put a different nozzle because Max has different nozzles. But anyways, back to the subject. I 3D printed a sleeve for the Max hop chamber. So this would come in here, just like that, and then the engine would come in from behind, just like that. Just like that. And this also helps with alignment and midcap syndrome. It helped a lot with the midcap syndrome, because this, I made this especially to fit perfectly onto the nozzle, so it has almost zero play, like almost zero play. It moves axially perfect, but on side to side movement, it's almost zero. Like very, 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 very little movement. This helped a lot in a sense that we no longer lose 20 meters of range. With midcap syndrome, we now lose about 5 meters of range. From full magazine to empty magazine, we lose about 5 meters. The problem is, I don't think I can completely remove the midcap syndrome. And that's why I have removed the engine from my personal Wolverine MTW to show you why. So I'm going to go ahead and take this apart. And I'm going to remove the nozzle. Now, the nozzle is stabilized on these two O-rings, and on those two O-rings over there, which gives it, I don't know, let's say a stabilizing surface of about 4 millimeters. Because this can wobble on the inside, because this is stabilized on this surface over here. So basically, it sits on that surface and it can rock around on the inside, just like this. So that's an issue. We have about 4 millimeters of stabilization surface. Because as you can see on the inside, this could just move around like that. See? Of course, this nozzle sits inside this area in here, just like this. But still, it allows it to play. So when it's extended, you have a huge play, or leverage, as you may call it, because it's like a lever. Now on this engine, however, this is just for examples. If we take this apart, this nozzle is stabilized on two bigger surfaces. First surface that it's stabilized on is on the inside. Hold on, let me get this O-ring back in here. So first place that it's stabilized on, it's on the inside of this surface, which, if you take a look, that is about it's about 7 millimeters long. And also, it's stabilized once again in this part. And in here we have a stabilizing surface of another about 5 millimeters. Can't really check, but it's 4 or 5 millimeters. So let's go 4 millimeters on this, 7 millimeters on this. That's about 11 millimeters. And you have 4 millimeters of stabilization on the Pulsar engine. So if I reassemble this, right, you barely get any play. There is play, but there's barely any play. It's fractional compared to what play is in that engine. It's a lot more stable. I'm going to put this away because this was here just for this demonstration. So I contact GATE. I asked them for help. Is there anything I can do to reduce this, like pull a different nozzle help or something? They asked me to send pictures about alignment, about the engine with completely retracted alignment photos, completely forward alignment photos, completely forward with magazine and BBs inside, and alignment pictures again. Sure. I take the photos with the phone because that's what I got. And the first thing they reply is, well, it would have been better with an endoscopic camera. I'm sorry, but the average person probably doesn't have an endoscopic camera when they're building airsoft replicas. I mean, we're not working in a lab. We're technicians. Well, me personally, I'm lucky I'm an engineer, but I still don't have an endoscopic camera for these purposes. This would be the only time when anyone would ask me to have an endoscopic camera. And then they wanted to see the unit from both sides, from all sides. And so here it is, the unit from all sides. Here, yes, we have some scratch marks on it because we tested so many times in so many different ways with so many things just to try to make it work that scratches appeared on it. There you go. And if this is the reason why someone would refuse giving us help, I don't believe that is a good excuse. All we want is to make this product work so we can satisfy our customers that want to buy this product. That's all we want. And right now we are having some issues with it working. It's not performing as expected. GATE is a very good company. It makes very good products. Their MOSFETs are awesome. The Titan was amazing. The Aster was even better. And now the Titan 2 is just blowing it out of the water. But I guess sometimes we have to accept the fact that not everything works out perfect, like the Pulsar. This is a product that has some issues, and the more involved and positive they are giving help to people having issues, the more success they're going to keep having. When you're asking people to keep providing you with photos and proof of certain things, it just gives off a very negative vibe. It gives the feeling that you are trying to find a loophole where you can get rid of the problem without actually helping the customers that bought your product. And I don't believe that is a good practice. So I understand that you need photos to make sure that the customer did everything right. I understand that. I worked in factories, I worked in automotive industries. I know how these things work. So I did that. We did make those photos, we sent those photos over. And now instead of making photos of the engine all the way around, here I am making a video. So for everyone else, thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure what other info I can give you regarding this. I've been doing everything I can to keep this thing working, to make it work properly, but the best thing I came up with, again, is, let's say ZCI barrel, the shark, the Mad Bull shark red bucking, and I made a sleeve on my 3D printer for the nozzle so it doesn't wobble anymore. I made an even tighter one, but the tighter one just because of the magazines pushing up with the BB so hard on the nozzle, inside the sleeve the nozzle just stopped working. It just couldn't move, so I had to make one that's a little bit more loose, and this one works, but it still has the midcap syndrome. I very slight midcap syndrome. I believe it's completely playable at this point, but it depends on the customer, how finicky they are, and what their expectations, what they are expecting, how, you know, if they expect this to work absolutely perfectly without any issues whatsoever and always maintain the same quality no matter what you do, they're probably going to be disappointed. But it's workable, doable, so there you have it. I'm going to try and make this file public for anyone, editable part, and you can make your own STLs out of it. Or yeah, because if you edit this for yourself, you can make your own STLs out of it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope this video clears up a lot of things. See you later.